Okay, here I'm going to show you a detailed explanation of how to factorize a quadratic when we have a number in front of the x squared term. Okay, so I'll do it step by step, and then hopefully you can use this method to have a go at a few yourself. Okay, so first of all, we take the number in front of the x squared term and the constant term, we call this, okay, the number on its own, and we multiply them together. So I'm just going to write this down. It's going to take a little while because I'm going to write this down as well. So take number in front of x squared. Well, if it was y squared, you'd take the number in front of y squared or anything else, okay? And constant number, or the term, it's actually what you want to call it, and multiply. Okay, that's your first step. Okay, so 8 times minus 1 is equal to minus 8. So the next step is find the factors of this number. Okay, so we want to find factors of the answer. Okay, so I like to just draw out a list of all the factors, numbers that multiply to make minus 8. So we have minus 1 and 8, well 1 and minus 8 as well, minus 2 and 4, and 2 and minus 4. Right, what we're looking at now, or trying to do, is to decide which pair of numbers will make the number in front of the x term if I add them together. So, which pair of numbers will add to make a number in front of x term. Okay, so you could just go through adding them together. Minus 1 plus 8 equals 7. 1 plus minus 8, well, a plus minus makes a minus, that equals minus 7. We got minus 2 plus 4 equals 2, and 2 plus minus 4 equals minus 2. So the number in front of the x term is minus 2, and this is the answer, minus 2. So clearly it's going to be the 2 and the minus 4 that we use. Okay, next step. What we want to do is put these into brackets using the number in front of the x squared with the x, okay, and the two numbers that we have found, and I'll show you what that means. Put into brackets using number in front of x squared term, x, and the two numbers found. Right, so we take the number in front and we basically say, look, I'm just going to drop this squared term, and I'm going to get 8x, and I'm going to use one of the numbers, so plus 2, that's going to be one of my brackets, and then 8x in the other bracket, and the other number, which is minus 4. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've done. We've worked out the two numbers, okay, by multiplying the first number and the last number, and then looking for the factor pairs that make up the minus 2, the number in front of the x. Okay, then we've taken those two answers and we put them in the brackets as our numbers on their own, and we've just used the 8x and dropped the squared bit, okay, in both brackets. The only problem with this, if I was to expand this out, I would have an extra, I'd have 8 times 8, which is 64. I don't want 64, I want 8. So I'm going to have to divide this whole thing by 8. So what we need to do is also divide by number in front of x squared. Okay, you can take this method, you should be able to use it on any problem you get. Now, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to divide these brackets by 8. But the only problem here is 8 doesn't go into 2 and 8 doesn't go into minus 4. So I'm going to break up this number into numbers that will divide into these two brackets. So I'm going to write 8x plus 2, 8x minus 4 divided by, and I'm going to write it as 2 times 4. 8 is 2 times 4. So break up if necessary. Okay. Sometimes this number will automatically just go into one of the brackets, so you won't have to do the breaking up part. So now the last bit, all you need to do is simplify. Okay. How many 2's go into this bracket? Well, I can divide this bracket by 2. This will become 4 and this will become 1. So we get 4x plus 1. And then 4 goes into this bracket, so I will get 2x minus 1. Simplify and then finish. Okay. So that's a step-by-step method guide for you to practice factorising some of the harder quadratics where we have a number in front of the x squared. Okay. All you've got to do is you use this as a template to practice. Okay, and you just use different numbers. And if you practice enough, this will be something you won't forget. Alright? So, have a go at some work. Have a good day as well.